Well, since Dustin Johnson is a big hot topic these days, I thought I would do a little analysis of his golf swing. This one's from the U.S. Open. Practice round, I had the opportunity to actually walk the fairways with Dustin Johnson and Andrew Dorn, and so I got a chance to take some good video of him actually on the golf course. Some interesting parts here. He does a lot of good things, obviously. I think one of the reasons why he's so long is actually how his body works during his golf swing. If I draw some lines here on his posture, his head, and the tip of his bill cap, and then one down along his rear end. He stays in that posture really well, and actually has a little bit of a lowering move on the way down that I think helps him create a lot more power in his golf swing. On the way back, you can see he kind of stays there. If anything, he goes down somewhat, but his rear end's gone back behind or beyond his rear end line. Okay. Now, when you do that, I think that creates a lot of power because it's kind of like there's not a whole lot of extension in his golf swing. And I think it's a power leak in a lot of people's golf swings. When he stays in his posture on the way down, he lowers again, which creates even more power because, again, he's not really extending at all. He's actually going more back this way now. As he comes to impact, his rear end is still back behind his rear end line. I think that's what helps him generate a lot of power and his speed in his golf swing. There's not a whole lot of things going on with that. As far as how the club travels, and this is something I noticed Butch and him working on at the Tour Championship last year. This move at the beginning of his golf swing, he kind of lifts the club up a little bit and then takes it back. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is that there's more of a lifting going on. Obviously, his back and chest and shoulders haven't turned very much there. They do eventually turn, but a lot of lifting, and I think that leads to some problems in terms of direction. Ball control. Power, yeah, he's got tons of it, and like I've always believed, if I'm hitting a wedge out of the rough and hitting a 6-iron out of the fairway, well, I'll take the guy with the wedge out of the rough any day of the week. And golf, I think, has definitely become a power game as not as much of a direction or accuracy game. On the way down, again, just too much movement down here. You know, if I want to hit something really well in terms of direction, I would have to have my feet pushing more into the ground. And obviously, his right leg moves a lot. He stayed right in his posture. No worries there. But that creates some problems. But in the plane, you can see that's hard for me to get it back down to where he was at address. Hands kind of go high. Club tends to drop a little bit low there. A little inside out, which is not a bad thing for a driver. That's why I think he's a long hitter with a driver. But when I watched him hit iron shots, he had the same move and had much more trouble controlling not only his distances, but also his direction. So if you want to take away something from this as far as copying, okay, I would copy what he does in his posture. There's nothing wrong with lowering on the way down, because lowering is what I think all great golfers did in their swings. If the head goes down or the torso goes down, okay, like that, if his torso goes down, he's able to stay in his posture. So if there's anything I'd take away from that, it'd definitely be that, because I think that's a huge improvement in terms of hitting it further. Um, just a little bit of analysis of Dustin Johnson's golf swing. Not a lot of talk about him these days, and hopefully we'll get to see him back on tour soon.